Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Chantal. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. I'm happy to have you here. No, I feel like I haven't done a sit down video in quite a long time. I'm trying to be consistent. I promise you, I'm trying to be as consistent as I can be. But when you're a sports journalist living in Madrid, and you have a job that's so demanding and just the line of work that you do is so demanding, you kind of hardly have time for anything. But I want to say that organizing your time also plays into a factor of just balancing things. And to be fair, I'm only human. A lot of times I don't balance my time as well. But to be fair, I feel like I didn't even have enough time to balance. Work just took over everything. But for this video, from the title, you understand what I'm going to be talking about. It's talking about living here in Madrid. Now, I feel like I've done enough talking. I've made a list so I can keep track of everything that I need to mention. And of course, if something else pops up while I'm talking, I'll just go into it. So I'm sorry if I kind of get off track now and then, but anyways, for background, I've been living here for a little over a year. I moved here in October of 2024. So yes, it's a little over a year. So this October will make 2 years since I've been living in this beautiful city now. Before I moved here, of course, I was on YouTube, I was on TikTok, just trying to find as much information as I could, just everything. So if you're on this video or you came across this video, then you're probably doing what I did. But to be fair, a lot of the videos that I found felt a bit misleading per se. But then again, let me not say misleading, because the truth is everyone has a different experience and everyone is entitled to express what their experience were. So just a disclaimer, everything that I'm about to say is based on my experience. That's not to say, like, for example, some things aren't true or some things are false. It's just my experience. So the first thing I'm going to speak about is the cost of living. No, that's one thing I felt was very misleading. For example, and again, I don't even think I can use experience thing for this part. The cost of living, for example, in Madrid, I remember I came across a video and someone was saying that you can get a flat for like 500 euros, this and that and the third. I don't know where in Madrid you'll get a flat for 500 euros that you're not sharing. And even so, being here, rent is not as cheap as persons put out there online. And to be fair, Madrid, they're going through a period where you have a lot of persons moving to the city, and most of the persons who are moving to the city, they still hold like their US job or like really high paying job. So they can pay a lot for their apartments, and a lot of Spanish people are complaining because if you know, like the average Spanish salary, it starts at like 1,200. So if somebody's coming in with like a big money job and they're able to pay like 1,200 for a flat, and the landlords are seeing and there's a market for that, so maybe I can charge 1,200, and the rent prices are going up, Spanish people are finding themselves in a very awkward position where they can't afford rent. And honestly, no one wants to feel like a stranger in their own home, and apparently a lot of Spanish persons are going through this. So when I'm online and I'm seeing persons like, oh, it's cheap to move to Madrid, it's absolutely not. First of all, it's hard to find somewhere to rent. It's hard to find places in general. So I feel like that's something that's a bit misleading. And even some of the places, like, it's extremely overpriced. Like, they will literally be renting a box for like 2,000 euros, and to me that makes absolutely no sense. So when it comes down to rent, yeah, those prices can be a bit ridiculous, and two, it's not as easy to find somewhere that you like somewhere that's comfortable, or somewhere that's probably in your budget if you're on the less expensive side per se. So when it comes down to rent, yeah, it's not good. But cost of living otherwise, like for example, I find fruits here very cheap. So like grocery shopping, things like that, I find cheap. Because I don't think I've mentioned this on the channel, but if you can pick up from my accent, I am Jamaican. So I moved from Jamaica and living in this beautiful city. But yeah, in comparison to what I would spend at the grocery store back home, it's maybe triple the prices there. Here, I can spend like 50 euros and I have things that can last me for like maybe 2 weeks, and then I'll top up. I don't know how I do it, but then again, I don't really eat that much. But to be fair, like groceries, it's on the cheaper side when you're comparing Jamaica and Madrid. Eating out as well isn't as expensive because for me, but then again, maybe I'm not a good reference because I only go to the Italian spots because I love Italian food, and I find the prices there aren't bad. Of course, if you go to Italy, you'll get like a plate of pasta for like 6 euros, as I was told. But here, you probably get it like for 12, and it's really good. Plus, they have this thing called Menu del Dia, and I think with that as well is like you get two, based on whatever they're serving that day, you get 2 servings. So things like that. So it was like the actual meal, starters, I believe, and 2 drinks, and you're paying like 15 euros or maybe less or more based on whichever restaurant that you are, but whichever restaurant that you go to. But little things like that, when it comes down to like cost of eating out, it's not bad and it's much better than what I'm used to back home. Diversity. Now that's another point that I want to speak on because I want to say that the city is pretty diverse. I mean, most big cities are. So you'll see a lot of Black people, you'll see Asians, you'll see a very good mix. And in my experience, it's so funny because when I tell this story, I don't see a lot of Black people until I'll probably go out to like a club, and there are like 2 specific ones where you literally see only, well, most Black people. A lot of times I'm like, where do you guys live? Because I never see you guys like during the day. But needless to say, it's absolutely diverse, and that's something that I really love and appreciate. And in terms of like diversity, I want to say that Madrid is a safe space, and that comes to my next point because living here, I've never felt scared for my life, like somebody's going to hunt me down and, or, like inflict any physical harm to me. I've never felt like that before. I'll walk at 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. without a care or fear in the world because that's how safe I feel here. And yeah, in my experience so far, I've never felt threatened by any physical danger, The only thing I've heard is that you have pickpockets here and there, which you'll find in many big cities, but so far, I haven't been pickpocketed and hopefully I won't be, but I've heard instances. So if you plan to travel here, live here, just be mindful of that. But yeah, I feel completely safe here. Another thing that I really like about the city is the metro system. Like, it is so efficient. It's relatively on the clean side as well. It's super well connected, and if you're 25 and under, you pay you pay 10 euros, and you can have access to the metro, the buses. I don't remember the zones. But you pay 10 euros per month and you have that unlimited. But if you're 26 and older, you pay, I believe, 20 for the entire month, 20 or 21 for the entire month. And for me, that is cheap in comparison to the UK, and dare I say back home as well. It's really efficient. So that's something that I really love about here, the metro system. No, another point that I had to touch on is racism, because that was a topic that I saw a lot. Is Spain a racist place? And I'm going to just speak purely from my experience. No, I haven't been put in any situation where somebody was like outright going at me, calling me slurs. But I want to say that the racism that I have felt was more on the subtle, indirect side. Like, it's more of when persons have a perception of how Black people should act, and when you don't act like that, it's like, how can you not act like that? But you're Black. It's more along those lines, so it's not the aggressive type. It's more like microaggression type per se. So unfortunately, I can't say it's not a racist place, because I have dealt with instances that have made me feel uncomfortable. But that's the sad truth, and it's really sad that in 2026 we're even having this conversation, is that you have ignorant people everywhere. And unfortunately, this city is no different from other places that have ignorant people. I kind of have another point that says the Spanish here. So persons are like, when you come to Spain, you learn Spanish easy, blah, 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 which is true. Because the truth is, what I really love about, in my experience about people here in Madrid, is that they're encouraging, So if you make a mistake, for example, if I make a mistake, they correct me in a polite and encouraging way, And that for me encourages learning. So my only thing is that it's so fast. The Spanish here, it's so fast. They speak at the sound of light. It's so funny, because by the time I finish translate the second sentence, they're probably on the 12th, and then you just have to catch up. So the Spanish here, it's something that you kind of just have to train your ear to. It's not like hearing a Colombian speak, or I can't even say Dominican, because Dominicans have their own Spanish, to be fair. And the accent is very, it's very lispy. I hear that quite a lot, and that's like no insult to like Spanish people, but like the accent is so heavy. But yeah, one thing I'll say though is like, if you're not fluent, at least make an effort. Because one thing I find very rude is when English speakers, like, they come here and they expect Spanish people to speak English, and I don't know, I just find it impolite. Like, it's better to ask if they do speak English than to just walk up to them directly and just start speaking English to them. And plus, it shows that you're also integrating yourself into the city. Just, you know what, bottom line, it's just polite. It's just polite. Try, and then if they see you're struggling too much, they'll switch to English if they can speak English, or you guys meet each other halfway. But like, going directly into English, I don't know, it just makes me cringe. Because it's like a Spanish person, even though this never happens, and I'm coming to that, walking up to me and directly speaking to me in Spanish, and then expects me to speak Spanish. That's if I was in Jamaica. That's the example I'm giving. But there's another thing to it too, in the sense of you'll be speaking Spanish to them and then they reply to you in English. That also happens. And two things can be true. Either they don't have time to be figuring out, or they want to practice their English as well. So, yeah. The next thing I want to mention is the stairs. Now, I saw quite a lot of videos about that, and persons saying that, when you move here, be ready for that because they stare here. Personally, I never cared for the stares. Yes, people stare, but what I do is just stare back, I've never really made a big fuss about it. I've seen a lot of videos, and I can understand, like, when a stranger is just staring at you, you don't know what's going on in their head, and that'll make you feel uncomfortable. But for me, I just stare back. Overall, Overall, I really love living in the city. It's such a walkable place as well. I don't know how I forgot to mention that. Before coming here, I never walk. I literally never walk. You know, I'm walking for 15 minutes, 20 minutes because the city makes you want to walk, you know? And it's so easy to. It's beautiful, it's clean. No, stick a pin on clean. No, Madrid is relatively on the clean side. You literally see people at nights cleaning, people in the early mornings cleaning. Like when I'm saying cleaning, like they're spraying the road with water, like they're actually scrubbing, cleaning. But my ick with this city is that there are lots of dog owners, and that's not the ick. The ick is that they go and they walk their dogs, and they'll have their dogs pooing on the sidewalk, pooing here, everywhere, and they don't pick up after the dog. So like if you're not careful, like if you're walking midday, you could step in something if you're not watching, just not, you know, just paying attention. But outside of that, yeah, I really love the city. I really love the city. If you're moving here, then you are in for a treat. My advice is just try and immerse yourself as much into the culture. Yeah, I don't have much bad things to say about the city, to be fair, because so far the city has been kind to me, and hopefully it will be kind to you as well. But I really hope this video was useful. You can drop comments below, let me know what you'd want me to speak more on, because this channel is really more sports focused and like lifestyle, me as a sports journalist. But I really moved here for a fresh start, a different challenge per se, just trying to take on more, trying to do more, and so far so good. So just let me know in the comments anything you'd want me to speak on or answer, and I can do a part 2 to this video. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.